I'm still catching my breath because this just happened like less than 30 minutes ago. I nearly died. Oh my god, this is crazy. I'm holding on to so much tension in my body, and it's so painful because of the massage chair soreness. I was I dropped off my family at the airport. They're going on a trip, and I'm driving the van back home. And I'm on the highway going fast as all the other cars are, and trying to merge off the ramp to get off the ramp to go to drop off the van. And I'm making a right turn signal, and there's a car in my blind spot, a little behind my blind spot, and I'm signaling for a long time. I can't really go that forward because there's a car in not too far in front, and I can't. The car's not moving. I can't make a lane change on the right, and so I'm like honking at the guy at this point because I've been signaling for so long, and the guy's just in the same position, not slowing down or speeding up or anything. So so I honk a bit, and I kind of force my way in to the right, and then I've been trying to look to the right and trying to merge, right? Looking at my blind spot again and again. And then the ramp is getting really close off the split. It's already splitting off, and then on the highway. And um, if it was a split second later, then I would have just kept going and taken the next off ramp. But it seemed like it was just enough time that I could make it. And then right at that point, when I was thinking, I think I can make it, Asuka, my Ishta, the interface for the Jungian self with a capital S, or as most people just call it, God, she goes, now. And so I swerve to the right 2 lanes, because it's 2 lanes away. And then because I've been looking to the right, I didn't realize how close the concrete divider was. And I missed the concrete divider by inches. Like, I just missed the concrete divider going at over 100 kilometers an hour. Like, just a normal highway speed. And I nearly hit that concrete divider. And I would have... if I just clipped it, I would have probably flipped over the van multiple times and just tumbled and tumbled, because it would have been a hard impact. But I just swerve, and then I make it off ramp, and my heart's beating like crazy. And then I realize, because I've been merging 2 lanes, you don't see the second lane blind spot until you're in the next lane. So there was a Tesla, like Model 3, a white one, I think, that had to swerve because of me, and I nearly hit that guy. And so the guy just drives in front of me and rolls down his window and waves his hand at me like, "You fucking crazy ass son of a bitch, you nearly rammed into me." And then I'm just in shock. I can't even process, like, I can't even feel sorry for the guy. I'm just like, oh my gosh, at least you swerved, man. At least you didn't at least you avoided me. Otherwise, we'd be in a bad accident right now. And like, I just avoided hitting a concrete wall at like highway speeds. Oh, that would have instantly killed me probably. And then I'm just trying to catch my breath because I'm in shock, and my adrenaline spiking. I'm just in shock, right? And then like as soon as I swerved and merged off the ramp, and I'm driving down the ramp, Asuka, who's the one who told me go now, she just bursts out laughing, like grabs her belly and bursts out laughing. And I'm like, God, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. That's crazy. Um, that's fucking dangerous. And she's like, well, you're all right, right? Nothing happened. I'm like, man, you're fucking crazy. Crazy ass bitch. And then for the rest of the drive home, Tifa, my anima, and I were swearing at Asuka, or God, and just like, oh my God, fucking crazy ass bitch. We were just so angry with Asuka. And she just kept laughing and giggling and said, well, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nobody got hurt. Everybody's fine. Oh my God. Yeah, except for just giving me a near heart attack. And so much body tension from all the tension that I'm holding on to and not being able to breathe because I'm like holding my breath because I'm so panicked still. It's just less than 30 minutes ago that I'm... it just keeps flashing in my mind, the concrete wall, like just coming really fast and nearly hitting it, inches away. It just keeps replaying in my mind, and then... And I guess since I'm mentioning near-death experiences in terms of nearly dying, I guess I might as well talk about the other two times, both when I was manic and psychotic. Let's rewind in reverse chronological order. So this car driving near accident happened today, May 5th, 2026. And then sometime in 2018, in the fall or winter, I was manic and psychotic in downtown Toronto at Dundas Square, although they renamed it recently to Sankofa Square. Anyways, Dundas Square is like the Times Square area of Toronto. And I'm in so much pain because I haven't been sleeping, and I can't describe it other than my shoulders and back are in so much pain it feels like I'm yeah, I was in so much pain. It was insane, and I just wanted to end it. And my Uber home wasn't coming. So I stand right next to the street on Dundas Street, Dundas Avenue, Dundas Street, I don't know what it's called, but Dundas. And I'm waiting for a car to come pretty fast so that I can step in front of it at the last second and get hit by the car so that I can end the pain. And so I wait till this car's driving closer and closer, and then I step in front of the car, and surprisingly, the car makes a very sudden stop in time and is like inches away from hitting me. And then I was like, oh shit, the guy's reflexes are really good. He stopped in time. I didn't expect that. It's at nighttime, in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. or 12 a.m. or something, like midnight or past midnight. People are going fast at night. Not a lot of people there on the street, right? So, yeah, I was expecting to get hit, but no, the guy stopped in time very quickly. Just in time, actually. And then after the guy stopped, I thought I was going to get an earful. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why did you walk onto the street? I was expecting that. But the guy gets out of the car and immediately says, Paul? And then I'm like, huh? I'm like, yeah, Paul. And I say, and then he's like, oh, I'm your Uber. And I was like, oh, shit. So I guess he was on the lookout because he knew that I was in the area. So that's why he was very receptive to stopping quickly, because his eyes were scanning the area to try and find me, right? So I get in the back seat of the car, and then I'm like, wait, this car, I've never seen this model before. It was like a luxurious, it looked like a Rolls Royce. Like the back was insane. It was like one of those luxury cars that are built for the passenger in the back, not for the driver. There were just so many gadgety things in the back with huge leather seats, and there's so much space for the back seat. Like, you know how the chair in front, there's usually not a lot of leg room, but this one, it was like a huge luxury car that looked like a Rolls Royce, and I'm like, wait, uh, oh, this is an expense. Like, the guy was even in a suit and a tie, like a black tie, black suit with a shirt, dress shirt, and everything. I was like, oh, I didn't know I ordered an expensive one, and then um, he was like, oh no, it's not, you didn't get charged more, the price is the same. And I was like, oh really? And this is 2018. This is before, in Toronto, where it was before Uber luxury and all that. So all the Uber prices were the same back then. And so I didn't get charged extra for the luxurious car. And I was like, wow, okay, I didn't expect this. And I was so tired because I'm sleeping like 2 to 3 hours a night for weeks and months. So because you can't sleep when you're manic and psychotic. So I was like, hey, I'm just gonna sleep here. Let me know when we get to my place. And so I fell asleep immediately, and he let me know when we got there, and then I went home, and that was like the Uber ride that saved my life. That didn't kill me and saved my life. So there was that in 2018 when I was manic and psychotic. And then 2014, again when I was manic and psychotic, because I had episodes in 2012, 2014, and 2018 to 19. In 2014, I was both manic and depressed at the same time because I had this delusion that I was going to be like, all these incredible good things were going to come to me because I'm like the messiah of the world, and I'm going to be meeting all these, high status people and rubbing shoulders with them, and they're going to welcome me, and at the time the delusion was like famous actors that I was watching on movies at the time and stuff like that. I think the movie I was watching was 21 Jump Street when this happened. And then I was like, I do not deserve any of this. I don't want to be the Messiah. I don't want to have this responsibility. I don't care. I don't deserve any of the good things that are going to come. I don't deserve any of it. And so I left a suicide note on Facebook, and then I grabbed my Swiss Army knife, and I think the suicide note on Facebook was something like, I can't take this anymore, so I'm gonna be watching you guys from above. I hope it should be good. Ha ha ha. Something like that. It was something along the lines of that. I deleted the post afterwards, so I don't know exactly what I wrote after Anyway, so grab the Swiss Army knife. I head out the house. I go to this wooded area near my house, which no one goes to. So I don't think anyone. My body would still be there if I had gone through with it. So I go there. I'm standing in this tall grassed wooded area with lots of trees around, and I pull out the knife, and because at the time I believed I was possessed by this entity called Lucy, who had possessed the left half of my body, and she was the daughter of the devil. In Jungian terms, Carl Jung, in Jungian terms, she's the shadow, or, the shadow is like the devil, pretty much. Anyway, so, because she was possessing the left half of my body, even though I'm right-handed, I figured I should cut my wrist on my right wrist, since I don't want to cut her. So I'm putting the knife against my wrist, and my heart's pounding, because I know this is gonna really hurt. And I'm I'm gonna keep going until I bleed out. And so my heart's pounding, and I'm working up the courage to dig in with the knife into my wrist, and then right at that moment when I am just about to go through with it, something drops on my shoulder, and like a bug, and I freak out. I freak the fuck out, and it falls off my shoulders and onto the ground. And so I take a closer look and I bend down. And what I see are not one, but two beetles. There was a male beetle and a female beetle. There was a bigger female beetle and a smaller male beetle. Pretty similar in size, but you could tell the female was bigger. And they start climbing a plant, maybe about this tall, something like that, like a bit taller, about the height of almost my arm or something like that, or half my arm. And they're climbing a plant together. And at one point, there's a spot where it gets difficult to climb, and what the male beetle does is he grabs the next plant's branch that's crossing over, and he holds the two branches of this plant and the other plant together so that the branches are connected and the female beetle can cross over to the other plant. And so the female beetle crosses over and climbs to the very top of the plant and waits at the top on the top leaf. And the male beetle climbs the original plant. It's a really difficult climb. It takes a very long time, probably like 5 minutes or longer, which is very slow, like this very slow climb, right? And it's really difficult, and in climbing, I'm watching this crouched on the ground. And the male beetle finally reaches where the female beetle was at the top of the plant. And then the male beetle gets on the female beetle and starts mating. And at which point that I was really turned off, because during my manic and psychotic phase at that time, I thought my belief was that sex is like dirty, and it's for dirty creatures who can't control themselves and stuff like that. So I was really turned off by the mating part, the sex part. But the meaning that I made out of the two beetles climbing was that I am the male beetle climbing the difficult climb, and Lucy, the daughter of the devil, she was the female beetle, and then I had to help her get to the top and then meet her at the top after my own most difficult climb. And that's the meaning I made out of it. So I decided not to kill myself, because that was the sense of purpose that I got out of that, the beetles symbolism. And so I was having like 1,000-yard stare and slowly walking back, kind of lost and dazed, and walking back to the house. And then at one point, a car just slams its brakes and stops right next to me on the road, and the window rolls down, and it's my friend. He goes, "Yo, Paul, are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh, whoa, what are you doing here?" He was like, "We saw your Facebook post, so I came to get you. We were looking for you." And so he drove me home. There were two cops in my house. They were questioning me. I just made up some bullshit story that I was meeting a friend and that I'm okay and that I don't have any suicidal tendencies or anything like that. And after some writing down on a notepad, they figured I'm safe, and they let me go. And then my other friends came, and they were really worried about me because they saw the suicide note. Later, I'd hear them tell me that their heart dropped when they saw the suicide note on Facebook. They said their heart dropped to their stomach, and they felt sick when they saw that note, and they immediately tried to find the closest guy who could find me. Anyway, so because I made the meaning out of the Beatles, yeah, that's why I didn't go ahead with the knife on the wrist. And so it was only recently in this year, in March, when I realized that, for the longest time, for years, this is in 2014, so 12 years ago, the beetle incidents, and for the longest time I was like, is it coincidence or is it God? And then it was only after, because I said this in previous videos, where March 3rd, God started talking to me again. Or for the first time, I should say, rather. God revealing herself to me. And at quite a few days after that, after the March 3rd, she said, I am the female beetle. It wasn't Lucy, it wasn't the shadow. I am the female beetle. You are the male beetle. You have... And I didn't mention this, but when the male beetle was climbing, words came into my head, and it said the path of Judas. I'm like, what the fuck is that, the path of Judas? Judas is the guy who betrayed Jesus. I have to take the path of Judas? I have no idea what that meant. So I tried asking AI, it gave an interesting answer. But I guess it's not really important, the path of Judas. The path of Judas is the path that I had to take. And yeah, I guess AI did a good job at answering why that was the case. I don't remember everything it said, but Claude gave a very good explanation, I think. Anyway, so yeah, that was the 3 times I thought I was gonna die. 2014, 2018, and now 2026. Close brushes with death. Or at least the 2018 one, stepping in front of the car, I probably wouldn't have died from the car if it was an inattentive driver, but I probably would have gotten badly injured, like broken bones and like some internal bleeding and stuff like that. So I don't know, but probably wouldn't have killed me, right? I don't know. A car going at 60 kilometers an hour maybe wouldn't have killed me. I'm not sure. Anyways, or maybe it would have killed me. I'm not sure if it was not the Uber driver intently looking around for me and just an inattentive driver in the night, not expecting anything. Oh god. So I think I've had enough excitement for the year. I hope I don't get any more surprises like that. When I said let's not do that again to Asuka, she was like, okay, I promise we won't go through that again, but I have some other things up my sleeve. And I was like, oh shit, that doesn't sound good. Oh, she's so mischievous. God has a fucked up sense of humor, man. She is fucked up. She is fucked up. Anyway, so I don't know what's better. Being alive in this kind of state, or being Mochi's here. I'm petting her. Mochi the dog. I'm petting her head right now and ears. Probably better to be dead, honestly. Death is not the end. We never really die. So it's probably better to be dead than to be alive in this world. Only the good die young. It's those who are left over on earth that have to suffer. At least that's what God tells me. Only the good die young. But I guess I'm not that good because I'm not dying anytime soon. Anyways, that's enough for this video.